Yeah. So, any thoughts on SpaceX before we get into that? The giant rocket lifted off at 8:28 this morning, 9:28 Eastern time. They were testing in Boca Chica, Texas, and SpaceX describes the Starship as fully reusable transportation system. So they're trying to make space travel like riding a train, designed to help humans return to the moon, go to Mars and beyond. So you could buy a ticket for like $100,000 to go to the moon or whatever. Now it had 10 million pounds of liquid oxygen. I don't know why they thought this was not going to be a problem. And explosive liquid natural gas fuel. They flew for several minutes before it began to tumble, and the mission ended in a ball of flames. This launch was the second attempt today. Was supposed to go off on Monday, but due to frozen valves, they had to scrub it. And thoughts and prayers for the SpaceX 500-foot tall Starship.
I mean, like, we could tease and poke fun of that, this one blew up or whatever, but he is launching rockets into space with no humans in them and landing them with no humans in them. This is what I'm saying, people. Like, this is crazy. This is insane. There's no people in them. We're not sending a monkey. You know what I mean? We're not even doing that anymore. We're just like, nah, man, it's just like you got your iPhone in the middle, and then it's just like I'm down here, and you're just controlling it, and then like that's it.
It's like a drone. It's like flying a drone.
This is like he's early. Again, this is early. The U.S. government said we're not going to do this stuff anymore. They basically gave all these tax rebates and stuff. And this is how Elon basically is the billionaire he is. The government stopped doing things, and then he took advantage of all that stuff and took all the tax money, and then he's doing it. And it's like, what? Jeff Bezos is going to do it. This is like my bigger problem in general with all of this stuff, is that we are slowly trying to get these billionaires and these big corporations to save us. Same thing with Fox News and this Dominion thing. People are upset. Why didn't you go to trial? Why didn't you do X, Y, and Z? What? Did anyone know who Dominion was before the election? Were we like, those good people at Dominion, they really stand up for American values. We didn't know them until we thought that Fox News was blasting them. Why do we think a corporation who is legally obligated, by the way, to maximize shareholder value, that is like, if they don't, they can be sued if they're a publicly traded company. Why do we think that they're supposed to look out for us? That they're supposed to go and be like, you know what? We're going to fight for the little guy in the First Amendment, and we don't think people should be influenced. No, they don't care. It's a corporation.
Right. They only care about their bottom line, their shareholders, and their market share.
And one other thing, just before, which is real quick, and when these auto AIs start popping up more and more often, why is there going to be any people in the corporation? Why are we going to have any people? There's just going to be a money-generating corporation that's going to do whatever the hell it wants, and they're going to file suit. And you know who's going to sit in the seat when an AI falls? No one. It's going to be empty.
And I'm laughing because it's absolutely true. But because I've been reading a lot of business books and money books. Ford, who was an absolute capitalist and probably a racist and definitely an anti-Semite, started a company understanding this edict. Like, I want to make my business affordable for the people who are working and putting the things together. So he took less of a profit than he could have because he understood to stay in business. And there's still Fords out there to this day. There's still a Ford something, whether the stock price is cheap or not, whether it's going to stick around, I don't know. But he's still here because he had a vision for success that was grounded in serving the people and making it affordable. Now, I don't know how we get, because, you're not going to force corporations to have a conscience, but I think you make more money in the long haul. We're all grabbing money right now. I think that's the American problem. It's like the drug dealing and all of the debauchery. It's like now, instead of like, I want to be here forever with the name. I don't know.
But you can actually make corporations be responsible. Elizabeth Warren tried to push for the corporate charters to be changed for all big publicly traded companies, that they have to be good corporate citizens, that they literally have to do this. That it didn't happen. And some of them are trying to do this as like virtue signaling. But you're right. There's a great company that I buy all my camera and all my software from, Blackmagic Design. That guy makes affordable cameras for people because he wants filmmaking to be democratized. Now, is he also a business? Is he also someone that wants? Yeah, of course, he wants it all around. But his business model is based on that. But at the same time, if it came down to him spending a half of the revenue or the entire amount of his revenue for a year to sue someone so they could prove a point that helps really no one else but, you know, the American people or the public at large, and he sure would get paid, but all the other stuff, no, they're going to pick their business every day of the week at the same time, you know? That's why like capitalism has taken, it's off the rails. It should have been democracy controls capitalism. Capitalism controls democracy now. And that is my biggest problem.
It's a scary place. And because we don't really make anything in this country, we are so vulnerable. We are so vulnerable, which also means there are opportunities, maybe not now, for 10 years from now, for people to start making things here that we need, including grow food.
Yeah.
866-801-8255 for somebody with vision. Somebody with futuristic vision or foresight, please pick up your mat.